All right, guys, welcome to Ballin' on a Budget. So the 5 ingredients that we narrowed it down is steak, cherries, broccoli, potatoes, and garlic. We're at Al Sayed Meat Market. We're gonna see if we can find all those ingredients in one spot. Let's go. What's up, Mo?
What up, Al?
I need 2 nice pieces of steak.
You got it, sir.
Do about 1.5 inches.
Have you seared it in the oven?
Yeah, no. I think I'm gonna do a pan. Yeah, that's perfect right there. There you go. We got the steaks. That's it. All right, so we got the halal steaks from Al Sayed. Now let's get the rest of the ingredients. Let's go. So we got the potatoes, the broccoli, the garlic, and they didn't have fresh cherries, so we got the sun-dried Michigan cherry. We're gonna work with these. You gotta work with what you got. Let's go home and make something epic. Welcome to Ballin' on the Budget. We are at my house. We're gonna cook you guys a meal that you guys chose the ingredients for. So we got halal ribeye steak from Al Sayed Meat Market. It's about 3 pounds. We spent $32.99. And then we got the rest of the groceries from a grocery store next door. And we spent $47.28. So I mean, if you go to a restaurant, you're gonna be spending a lot more than that. And this is enough for like 4 or 5 people. So the first thing we're gonna do is put on these black nitrile gloves. Keep everything clean, and then we're gonna season our steaks. Beautiful marble on these steaks, about 1.5 inches. So we're gonna put a neutral oil. I'm using avocado. I'm out of olive oil, so we're gonna use avocado. We're gonna rub it in, just for a little binder. Okay, take this glove off so we don't cross-contaminate. Never touch raw food and then touch your surfaces, because you're gonna get somebody sick, and we don't want that, especially your babies, your wife. Nobody's gonna be happy, so we're gonna season them nice. Make sure you get all sides. And then we're gonna hit it with some coarse black pepper, like a cafe grind. Get all sides nice. Tap it in a little bit. Don't be scared of the seasoning. Season your meat, especially when it's 3 pounds of meat. By the way, guys, this is a dream come true to have my own cooking show. It almost happened where I went on a cooking show back in like 2019, 2020, but you know, COVID hit and everything got canceled. So now we're doing it ourselves. All right, we're gonna hit it with some granulated garlic. Not garlic powder. I like using granulated because it doesn't clump up when you're using it in, you're cooking like sauces, mac and cheese. I like granulated. It's got more of a bite to it, more of our texture. We're gonna season these steaks nice and beautiful. Make sure you get all the sides. So our ingredients are steak, broccoli, potatoes, which I have washed in the sink, and Ali Shamander. Try to throw me off with cherries. But don't worry about it, I'll still make it good, don't worry. So I'm using dried cherries because I guess cherries are not in season right now. These are Michigan tart cherries, so I'm gonna taste them just to see what I can do to balance them out. All right, so I'm using a cast iron pan, and this water has been boiling. Well, it's not there yet, but we're gonna use this for the potatoes. I'm gonna give them a nice little blanch to soften them up. And add a little bit of butter. Trust me, butter makes everything better. By the way, I like using this Kerrygold butter. It's a lot better than like all these other brands. This one is like a lot more richer. You get that creamier texture with it. So Kerrygold's good stuff. So while I'm waiting for this water to start boiling, I'm gonna start preheating this pan. I'm gonna put it on medium heat, heat it up slowly while I prep the other stuff, okay? The ingredients that everybody picked out. So we're gonna prep garlic for the steak, the broccoli, and the potato, okay? Give them a little smash. I'm just gonna dice it. Try to go as small as possible. I don't know what movie it was. It was a mafia movie where they were in jail, and you know the mafia they got a kitchen in there, and they were able to cook inside. So I forgot what movie it was, but he's like, if you shave garlic thin enough and you cook it in some olive oil, it will cook, disappear, and it will just melt away.
It was always a big thing. We had a pasta course, and then we had a meat or a fish. Paulie did the prep work. He was doing a year for contempt, and he had this wonderful system for doing the garlic. He used a razor, and he used to slice it so thin that it used to liquefy in the pan with just a little oil. It's a very good system.
But we don't got time for that. I mean, another way to do this is just put it in the food processor or a grinder. I'm feeling motivated today. So we're using Yukon Gold potatoes. I love these potatoes. They're smaller, they're easier to cook. So what I'm gonna do is, so you can see, I'm gonna cut them into like rustic pieces. They're gonna cook a lot faster. And it's all about the crust. I wanna give them more of a crust. So once I'm done blanching them, I'm gonna saute them in the drippings from the steak. And that's gonna give it a lot of flavor. Still gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these cherries. So if nobody knows how we started this, is I asked all my followers and my family members, my friends, to pick 5 ingredients, and I gotta work something with them. I gotta make something delicious with them. Basically work with what you got, make something that's in your pantry or your fridge, leftovers, you know what I mean? Because growing up, that's all I did. I have a pack of ramen noodles, a can of tuna, some peppers and tomatoes and jalapenos, and I'll make an amazing dish with it. But you got to think outside the box and work with what you got. Hey, when you have people over, friends over, you get to impress them. And when you're giving people good food, and that reaction they give you, that's worth more than money, more than anything. And that tells people that you love them and care about them when you give them something good to eat. So as you can see, got these potatoes done. I can hear that water boiling. We're gonna take them over here. Cover them. One more left. Let those simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. You can see the smoke on that pan. That means it's a little hot. We're gonna put these steaks down, fat side down. You hear that sizzle? That's what it's about. If you don't hear that sizzle, your pan's not hot enough. You gotta get that up to temp. You're gonna let this fat render out. Okay. And I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit to medium high. We gotta come up with something to do with these cherries. So I'm thinking we should do like a cherry sauce for the steak. So we're gonna get this saucepan hot, put a little bit of avocado oil. So let's see what they taste like. Tart, a little bit of sweet. So this was not on the list, but these were laying around. Serrano peppers. I think with the sweetness from the cherries and the tartness, I think these would work. A little heat. We'll give it some nice balance. So I'm going to put these serrano peppers right in the pan. And I'm going to let these brown up a little bit before I add garlic. I can't add garlic right now because it's going to burn. So we're going to season a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then we're going to add these cherries in there. We're going to do about a half a stick of butter. Let that cook down. Nice little crust happening. When you're cooking steak, just let them do its thing. You don't have to sit there and flip them every 2 minutes. Just chill. Let the caramelization happen. When the seasoning hits the hot pan, the fat renders out. It gives you that nice little crust. Let everything happen. Don't rush it. We're gonna sweat these out a little bit with the butter. I'm gonna cover it so it can steam out. See, the butter is melting. The serrano peppers is cooking down. You can see the cherries got really soft now, and the peppers are nice and brown. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of the garlic, a little bit, and we're gonna let that brown a little bit. Infuse that flavor in there. We gotta balance out the sweetness with a little savory. So we're gonna taste it as soon as it's done, so we can see if we need to add more salt and pepper. We'll lower the heat. We don't want that garlic to burn. And then we're gonna flip these steaks. Nice crust going. So this garlic is starting to brown. It's ready to go.
Smells amazing.
Smells good? Yes, sir. How's that?
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is, we're gonna add a little bit of hot water. And we're gonna simmer the cherries a little bit to soften them. And once the water evaporates, we're gonna add a little bit of balsamic vinegar. We're gonna use Delalo. Sure the water's good. Add a little bit of water. This is gonna stop the garlic from burning. And it's gonna soften. Turn up the meat to heat again. It's gonna soften the cherries. I'm gonna add a little butter on the steak. And then we're gonna finish it in the oven. Boom. So now we're gonna check on these potatoes. Nice and soft. So we're gonna drain them. We're gonna do a quick blanch on these broccoli. We want it to stay crispy. So just a little blanch. Quick blanch on these. We're gonna check on these cherries. And we're gonna expose it so the water reduces little by little. We're gonna turn up the heat to high. Then we're gonna add balsamic vinegar to balance it out. We're gonna make like a balsamic cherry glaze. Should be good. So one thing I always forget to do is taste my food. I just know how things taste. That's good. I'm gonna add a little salt, a little bit of pepper, and brown sugar, but we don't, so we're gonna use a little bit of white sugar. And for a little bit of umami, we're gonna add a little bit of sweet soy. You can find this at the Asian market. Let that reduce. Check out the broccoli. We're going to check on the steak. It's got a nice, beautiful crust on it. I can tell just by the way the top looks, it's going to be like a medium rare right now. So I'm going to leave it for another second. Work on this cherry glaze. Damn. Taste it.
Wow.
Is that good or what? You gonna take this off? Where's the lid for it? We're gonna put it in the blender. You're gonna puree the sauce. That should be done. We're gonna add it back in the pot. We're gonna put it back on the stove. Guys, look at this crust on this. Look at that steak. And take it off and let it rest. Nice buttery steak, just like that. We're gonna take this pan back. All those drippings, turn the fire back on to medium. And we're gonna cook the potatoes inside. We're gonna take this broccoli, still needs more time. We're just gonna let these potatoes cook down a little bit. Oh man, this was a great idea. Wow. That's so good.
Damn.
That worked better than I expected.
Oh my god.
So you're gonna get all the flavor from the steak right onto the potatoes. Needs a little salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of more garlic, and then we're gonna finish it with some oregano. Oregano and potatoes go so well together. Let's put it in the oven. Finish off. Now let's pay attention to the broccoli. While this pan is getting hot, we're gonna drain this broccoli because it's still pretty crunchy. So I don't want it to be too mushy. I hate mushy broccoli. I'm gonna put a little butter. Put the broccoli in there. Put the garlic right in the middle, right on the oil. And I should have put the garlic first, but it's okay. I'm gonna brown that garlic and then we're gonna toss it. We're gonna do a little salt and a little pepper. Squeeze some lemon on them. Open the oven. Let them finish. So everything is pretty much done. We're gonna go from bake to broil. We can get a nice little crust on the broccoli and the potatoes. Alrighty. Nice little crust on these potatoes. All right, let's start with the potatoes. Oh my God, that's hot. We're gonna do potatoes. They're soft. Got a lot of good flavor on them. They got a nice little crust from the oven. And all the flavor that was in the pan is on the potatoes. A nice beefy potato. Oh my God, that's hot. And we got these lemony, garlicky broccoli florets. I'm gonna put it right on the side. I think we need new gloves. These gloves are not used to this kind of heat. Because you know we bring that fire. You take these steaks, slice them nice. It's actually a perfect medium. Look at that steak. Slice it all the way through. My favorite part, the fatty part. Lay it right on top. Cameraman, you want one?
Yeah.
Let's go. Nice and tender.
Oh my god.
Is that good?
Amazing.
Steak nice and juicy. It rested for about 10 minutes. It's the crusty part, the best piece right there. Here. Lay the steak right on the potatoes. Best moment. The cherry balsamic reduction right on top of the steak. Look at that. Boom. We need a fork. That's for you. That's for me. Balling on a budget. I swear that's so as you can see, you can make amazing food with whatever you have at home. This at a restaurant would be like maybe $300. We made it for about 70, 80 bucks. It's enough for like 4 or 5 people. So this was our first episode. I want to thank everybody that's gonna watch this, and thank you to everybody that participated. And hopefully we can get better together as a family, balling on a budget.